Since the last time I posted, a lot has happened and very little has happened simultaneously. I've been doing a lot of work on myself, trying to figure out what I need to be at my mental wellness best. And I think I found a good combination of things to really get me going and keep the energy up and show up as my best self. There's also been a trip to England. I am now an aunt and I got to meet my nephew. He is adorable. He was born in November, my birth month, but he's a Sagittarius instead of a Scorpio, but he's still cool. And while I was in England, I actually ended up reading a lot. I finished Atomic Habits. I had started reading it a few years ago. Yeah, definitely years ago. And I got to chapter 12 and I just stopped reading it. So I started it over and I read through to the end, taking notes on the different chapters, seeing what stuck and like what made sense to me and what I liked. I also read Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. I read that one all the way through from start to finish just to get an idea of what it takes to become a sacred woman by virtue of her work. It was really interesting. I enjoyed reading it. I'm thinking about putting some of the practices into practice. And I also read Overcoming Under Earning by Barbara Stanny with my money sister, which I'll get to soon. But in Overcoming Under Earning, it's about breaking through your earnings barriers and understanding your value and your worth as a person so that you can charge more or just make more money in general. And I enjoyed reading the book. It's really easy to read. I was working through it with a partner and we were going chapter by chapter, and then we read all of section 2 and now we've finished off the book. And I would reread the sections or chapters before we had our calls and do the exercises, just make sure I had a refresher on what was going on. And so I've read through that book probably two or three times technically, since I've read all the chapters multiple times. But on my flight from England back to America, I ended up reading through the entire book within one sitting. So it's not super bad, but that one sitting was definitely around 9.5 hours total, but I didn't spend all the time reading. But I mentioned a money sister, and I have one because I'm in this program, Vita Sex, Love, and Relationship Coaching. And part of it has to do with wealth consciousness, and there's a recommendation that you pick a money sister in the program to work through your money issues with and just keep each other accountable. And I have a dope money sister. She's amazing. And I'm glad to be working with her. And yeah, it's been pretty good. But after reading Overcoming Under Earning, I definitely want to become more of a wealth builder. Last year I read, or actually just before last year began, I read Total Money Makeover. And I had auto deposits from my bank account to my from my paycheck to my savings account, and was around $9,000 in savings. And after reading Total Money Makeover, I was like, I can do this. I'm totally gonna be able to be fine with the $1,000 in my savings account. And it felt so uncomfortable, but I used the money from my savings to pay off my credit card, and it was paid in full for about like 2 weeks. And then I bought something on it, like high performance coaching, that was like it put money back on the account, so it stopped my progress. And yeah, so that was a mistake that I've made, where I was like, yeah, I shouldn't do programs that are high on deprivation and gung-ho on debt payoff, because I already do that to myself and I'm getting tired of it. And in Overcoming Under Earning, she talks about how you can cut back on your expenses without cutting out your personal care and your entertainment. that you're not trying to deprive yourself of what makes you feel good. You're just trying to spend more wisely, which I'm ready to do. I'm also ready to pay myself first again. So I will be restoring my auto deposits into my savings account so that I can have a nest egg and feel more comfortable. Once I save so much, I actually have a friend whose net worth is 1 million, and he's willing to help me out with investments and making my money work for me. So I'm excited. Like, I'm ready to become a wealth builder and growing my money and spending it responsibly, paying down my debt, which I did a year-to-year comparison of where my debt is, and based on the date of taking it, not that much progress. But I did buy this coaching program. I got my teeth fixed. I got dental implants. I got like the crowns for those on both sides of my mouth, which insurance didn't help with at all, which sucked. But that is where I'm at. My debt made progress, and I paid off a lot, but I also added to it. I tried Total Money Makeover, not my jam. I should have known better. It felt rough getting rid of my savings account, and I wish I hadn't, but it's also like debt feels like it's been the ruler of my life, and that I need to take care of that first before I can be free. But I'm about to work on that mindset, because if I don't have a nest egg that's large enough, then I'm really not free, because then if I lose my job, I'd have to use debt to pay for everything. And speaking of jobs, I'm gonna have some news coming up at some point that's pretty exciting around work life that it's been in the works for a little bit, but obviously I haven't shared about it at all because this is my first post in months. But yeah, work life is interesting, and I'm excited. Not tomorrow. I just spent the last 2 days traveling, and my first flight was delayed. My second flight was canceled. Had to stay the night in a hotel. Flew out in the early morning. Stayed in my hotel that I booked for the night. Took a lift to the train station. Went to the train station. Took a train from Chicago to St. Louis. And then got a ride from the train station back to my house. So it's been a lot of nonstop action. And that started 4 in the morning on January 6th in England, which means it started on January 5th for my time zone currently, which is just ridiculous. But it was fun. It worked out well. I got to talk to some cool people. But yeah, so soon, like next week, Monday, on the 10th, I am starting, my coaching certification program is starting, which I'm very excited about, to do a program that's going to give me transformation so I can support others in getting their transformation and being the best coach that I can be. I know that I have skills that make me good for coaching and that I'm excited to expand on and deepen and work with. But yeah, I'm hoping that this year is truly a year of transformation, of consistency, of showing up for myself and others. I guess I could share my intention on here so that I could maybe be held accountable if anyone cares. But my goal is to post every Friday of this year on YouTube. Since the year started on Saturday, I was like, Saturday marks the start of today is the end of the first week of the year. So if I do it now, I can get like 52 solid posts in for the year and like have a year of having done my YouTube videos consistently. Which is one of the goals that I'm working on, is like showing up on YouTube, meditating, changing my eating habits, doing this coaching program to the best of my abilities and really like studying and learning and working through the practices that we're gonna get. Yeah, so I'm not trying to do all of those things at one time. My main focus is my money. My money goals are probably at the top of my mind on a daily basis. Even my driver was telling me about investments and stocks that pay dividends on a monthly basis, which was pretty cool to learn about. And I have my friend who talks to me about money. I have another friend who's gonna give me some resources to help me get started learning about investing in personal finance to a better degree. I can mostly manage my money, but I tend to have a few areas where I'm a little vague and could get a little tighter around managing it and like choosing my expenses. For the coaching program, there's a retreat to Costa Rica that I shall be attending, which I'm excited about, but I made the investment without looking at the long-term impact on my finances, and part of me is like, oh my gosh, why did I do this? That was so irresponsible. But it'll be okay. Like, things are happening and I know how to like cut back if needed, so I'm gonna find a way to make it work. But I am very excited to get my finances together to become a wealth builder and start investing one of these days when everything is aligned and wonderful. But before I invest actual money, I would like to understand the stock market more, because that's most likely where I want to invest, because I'm not into real estate like that. But who knows, that could change. But thanks for watching. I hope that helps you understand my goals for the year, where I've come from a little bit, and some things that are going on. It's been a good start to the new year. I had a 3-week vacation in England with my family, taking care of myself and just relaxing, and now I'm getting ready to be on call before I go back to work, so this will be fun. But thanks for watching. See you next time.